Hello there, this is Orantaritar, and I really hope this is working fine because I'm using a new program to record this. It's OBS Studio. So welcome to a new kind of show in this channel. So you can probably guess it's related to chess, huh? So the thing is, as you might know, I happen to be a chess fan. And for the past year and a half I've been playing chess. I didn't really play it before that, and I'm not a really strong player or anything. Like I am like an advanced beginner or like a not very strong intermediate, something like that. But the thing is, I've been having a decent summer related to chess, and I got in chess.com trainer thing, I got to 2200 elo points, which is pretty decent considering you only get 5 tries every single day unless you pay for a better subscription. And also, and this is what brings us here, I'm currently on a not losing any game streak that is currently lasting 11 games with well, I won't be saying how many draws and how many wins because I don't want to spoil games, but yeah, 11 games without a loss, and it still goes on. Like it really isn't a lot, but you know, it's pretty decent. Like I'm happy about it, and who knows, depending on the next games I play, it might even get bigger. Like that would be good. So without further ado, stop beating around the bush. Let's check the first game of the streak, this killing spree I'm currently on. Or maybe it's just 11 draws. Who knows? Don't want to spoil anything. So, in this game, which is the first one, it's 2 minutes already. Like, can't really cut to the chase, can I? I play the white pieces and my opponent is black. So I open with e4, the pawn, the king pawn opening, like that's pretty standard, and he goes for e5. So everything's standard, not going into what's this called, a king's gambit or anything. So knight f3, he goes for knight f6, and there are a lot of things you can play in this position, like you can maybe go for the real opus, or you can just develop this knight, or you can try a lot of things. But one thing I actually enjoy playing here is d4, which is the Scotch game, the Scotch opening. Here he took, and well, I replied taking with a knight. Knight takes d4. And here there are also a lot of things you can play. You can, for instance, go knight f6. You can just trade in center. That's pretty standard. But here, my opponent actually breaks one of the principles of the opening, and he goes for knight e5, moving piece that is already developed, and without any purpose really. Here I went for f4, like, okay, I'm gonna make you go back, and he actually goes for c6, knight c6. So as you can see, he is exactly where he was, but he's lost 2 tempos. Here I traded, and he doesn't probably want to capture with this, as I can then trade queens, and he loses the right to castle, and so he takes with the no. Well, that's exactly what he didn't do. He takes with the b pawn. Here I just kept on developing pieces, knight c3, and he does the same with the bishop b7. Here I went for bishop c4, which is not the best, not the way to go apparently. Here bishop to d3 was slightly better, but it's still not a big deal. Here my opponent went for knight e7, developing the knight, but this wasn't really the best idea, as he loses a great chance of actually going for d5, and that's why it wasn't that good, because now this move actually comes with an attack on the bishop, and it isn't all that great really. but he missed the chance of playing d5, so he went for knight e7. Here I just castle, and he goes for g6, trying to fianchetto the dark square bishop as well. Here again, d5 was just stronger, but he just missed it. Next I go with bishop e3, just developing the last piece really, and then I just have to connect rooks and put them in useful files, I guess. Here he develops this bishop as well, and here this is a critical moment actually, because I have a crushing move, but I went for e5 instead, and e5 is not all that great. I thought it was decent, as well, it pretty much locks this bishop out of the way, so I thought, hey, why not play this, like. But apparently here, instead of e5, the way to go here was f5. f5 was stronger here. Why is that? Because now he is in trouble. There are a lot of things he can play here, but none of them are actually great. If he goes for g takes on f5, you just take back, and now you can see that f6 is being threatened here, winning a piece as it is defended by the rook. So here you probably have to get the knight out of the way, but or well, maybe there is another move better than that. But the thing is that now you can just trade here. C takes on d5, and now play f6, and here is where things start to go bad. You can move the bishop to h6, as of course it is a square that is attacked by my own dark square bishop. You could think, okay, maybe I just retreat and all is fine, but the thing is, if you go back, you're pretty much lost. There is no good move against the powerful queen e2. As you can see, all kind of discoveries are being threatened. Well, maybe not that. All kind of discoveries are being threatened, like this is crushing. There is really nothing you can do. You can say, okay, well, let's give some space to the king with, I don't know, queen c8, but now this actually is forced mate in 8, which is not that easy to see, but it's worth checking out. We have this check here, of course, with a queen, and now if you go here, well, that is actually the way to go. What you can't really do is you can't block here, because of course this is checkmate. It's supported by both the pawn and the bishop, so you're completely lost. You cannot block. So you have to go to d8, which is the square you gave your king, thanks to queen c8. But the thing now is that you can actually just keep going with bishop e7 check. And now again you can't trade here because you get checkmated. Now it is only the pawn supporting, but it is obviously enough. So you have to go to e8, but now bishop takes f8 with a check again. And now if you go here, of course it's checkmate in 1, so you gotta go here. And now it's queen e7 check, king g8, and now a nice rook lift with rook f3. And now things are really looking scary for black here. So you maybe think, okay, h5, giving some breathing space, but it's still made in 3 moves. Rook g3 check, king h7, queen takes f7 with check, king goes to h6, and now you can even choose what checkmate you want to give. You might say, okay, I want to give this one with the queen in g7, queen g6 still works, and of course you all saw this, rook g6 is also checkmate. So as you can see, now we gotta go back, f6. Yeah, you cannot go with the bishop here, because actually the best move after queen e2, recommended by the engine, like nobody would actually play this move, I guess, is queen to b8, but of course you lose the queen. But apparently it is the most resilient of the moves you can play there, but still. It's a completely hopeless position for black. So f6, here you would have to actually give up a piece. And how's that? Because now you play queen f3. And the problem here is that it's attacked twice, and you cannot move it anywhere because then checkmate, of course. Checkmate in f7. So best move is probably something like queen e7, and then you just lose a piece. If you count the pieces, you have an extra knight, and this of course doesn't work as it's not protected. You just stay with the bishop. So really a shame that f5 was not played and e5 was played. I just missed that. So e5, what was played after this was knight to f5. Now, of course, the bishop is under attack, so I decided to move it to f2. Here he castles, and I go for bishop to b3. Here he actually blunders yet again, and this one I did spot it, g5. And here the strongest move is actually to attack both the pawn and the knight with queen g4. He decided, okay, I'm gonna go here, attack your queen. Of course, well, you're not really attacking the pawn as it is defended by the queen, but here queen h5, and this is what was played. Now he actually blundered again. Now he probably can play a more resilient move, but he went for g takes f4, and now you will see a great move here, bishop h4, attacking the queen, and the queen has to go to e8. And now I lost a decent chance to win the game, or, well, pretty much wrap it up, which is bishop to f6. This is great, because now, what do you play here? If you try bishop takes f6, now you play e takes f6, and if you manage, well, first, the knight is under attack, and even worse, if the queen gets to this square g7, it'll be checkmate. So you probably have to get some breathing room for your rook to come here and defend this square or something. So king h8 apparently is a strong move here. Well, still lost, completely lost. White is winning here. So here you could even just take, I guess, but apparently it's not all that great, I think, because why not go rook a to e1 and attack the queen, and now the queen has to go to d8 yet again, and now you actually take, defending the pawn that was now under attack, and now you threaten checkmate, and I guess the only way to stop it is to go here, and still you are up material, and this is completely crushing. It's falling apart. Like, nobody would like to play this. It's resigned kind of thing. But here I actually blundered myself, or, well, I gave away all of my what do we call this, my advantage, because I said, okay, this is a free pawn, I'm gonna retake. But no, this gets this position a drawish kind of look. Now he played queen takes, and I went for queen takes, and I said, okay, let's straight queens here, like, what else can I do? So bishop takes, and the rook is under attack, of course, so rook goes to e4, attacking the bishop. Now bishop c3 check, takes, and c3, sorry, and of course b takes. Now he decided to oppose with rook a e8, but this is actually another mistake, and this one I actually overlooked. So this is a nice tactic. I'll leave you a couple of seconds. You can even just pause the video if you like and try to find white is the one moving. This was the last move, and let's see if you can check it out. Okay, I guess you're already done thinking, and as you can see, this rook has nowhere to go, so you can just go for this. It's bishop e7. This is under attack, and now well, the best move is probably this, d5, attacking your own rook, and now you can just even take. Bishop takes f8. Why? Because he cannot grab your rook, as of course you would just get that and you're up a whole bishop. You cannot do that. So he just has to go for king takes f8, and now you probably can even just take here, and he goes, well, take again, of course, and now you are up the exchange, and yes, you're down a pawn, but you're probably winning this anyway. So, what was this here? Rook A to E8. So here I just lost that chance, and I said, okay, you want to trade rooks? We're gonna do it on my own terms, and this is not a great move. As I said, this was the way to go. And now he trades on E4, and I just, of course, recapture. Now he wants to get this knight into the game, of course, as it's kind of doing nothing there, and he goes for knight F5, which is actually yet another blunder. We're not grandmasters, so it's pretty common, I guess. Here I said, okay, you're attacking my bishop. I'm gonna go to F2, and here I attack this pawn. And if you like to, I mean, if you want to attack this, yeah, I can just move it because this pawn is defended, so shouldn't be a problem. But there was actually here a checkmate in 8 moves. Pause the video if you would like to find it yourself, but checkmate in 8 is actually not that easy to find, I guess. So here the way to go was rook g4 check. King goes to h8. Well, you can of course go here if you like. No, actually I think you have to go here. Let me check. Yeah, this is checkmate in 7 moves. What's that? That's not supposed to be there. And this is what I played, missing the chance to wrap this one up. So if you go to h8, it's actually checkmate in 3 now. Of course, you'll see this. Check. You have to block. Check. You have to move here. And now, as long as you keep an eye on the h8 square, you can even choose where to put it. You have three places you can just checkmate. These two are also the same, pretty much. So the point is just to keep an eye on the h8 square, so you can't go here, of course. I mean, it wouldn't be a problem. He would still have to go here, and he would have the chance. But as long as you don't draw bait repetition, everything should be okay. So actually the way to go here is knight g7, sorry, so that you can block. But it's just delaying the inevitable anyway. Now bishop f6, of course. And now the best thing is obviously to bring some more room, to give some more room to this king. But now rook takes g7, of course, there was no way to defend it. King h8, now rook takes f7, now king g8, and now, as you can see, we kind of went for the windmill here, and now it's pretty much the same. As now this is the other bishop that is slicing across the board. They're razor sharp here. So you can just take in d7, it is check, and where do you go now? Well, pretty obvious, you have to cover. Rook f7, and now bishop takes f7, check, and bishop has to go, bishop, what the hell, and the king has to go to f8. It has nowhere else to go, as you can probably see. This is very beautiful. So yeah, he has to go here, and now oh yeah, you want this bishop, of course, to keep an eye on this square, but the problem is now you can't go here because it's under attack. So first bishop g6, and now all of these are under attack. So you can see this one is available, but it doesn't help you because whatever you play, if you go here, it's checkmate. If you play this, it's checkmate. It doesn't matter. There is no escaping rook d8 checkmate. How is a beginner's game 20-minute long? Damn it. And we're still not even close to half of it. What the hell? Damn. So, knight f5. So I went for bishop f2. And now he played d5 finally. Here went for rook e5, attacking the knight, and he went knight g7. Here I said, okay, finally I'm gonna grab this pawn. That's why I moved it there, even if I missed checkmate. And here he went bishop a6. I don't know the purpose behind that move really, but I decided, okay, I'm gonna block this pawns, bishop c5. I'm also gonna attack rook. Let's see what you play here. You went for f6, attacking the rook, and I went rook e7. But of course, oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so rook f7. That's what he went for, and I went for king f2, which wasn't the best move really. But, well, you know. No, he went for rook takes e7. He decided to trade, and we get into this endgame that is actually kind of drawish. With perfect play, it's supposed to be a draw. But of course, perfect play, what is that? King f7. Now bishop c5. Now knight e6. Here I played bishop to e3. Just getting the bishop out of the way, and he went knight g5, just saying, okay, if you want to capture, then you're gonna join these two pawns. So instead of 3 pawn islands each, I'm gonna have 2, and you're gonna have 3. So my pawn structure would be better. So probably not a good idea to capture here. But here bishop f4, and here knight e4 check. Here king e3, and finally knight takes on c3. So I'm actually down a pawn, but still a drawish endgame. It is very difficult to push for advantage, especially with a doubled c pawn. Here I went for bishop takes c7 anyway. Yeah, well, you're not even down a pawn, you're just getting that one. So yeah, pretty fine. Everything is just fine. So knight b5 here, attacking the bishop. Bishop b6, just getting out of harm's way. And king e6, it's important to bring your king into the game. King f4, I tried the same, but I think, yeah, well, probably had something better here. Yep. Here he went for knight d6. Or no, that's 4, sorry. Knight d6. Yeah, well, that would have been pretty good, like just takes and... And here I went for h3, h5 by black, and h4. Probably wasting a tempo here, but I didn't really know how to push for advantage here, so it's still kind of a drawish endgame. So here he went for f5 and bishop c7. Here knight e4 was played. A very nice spot to place your knight on, I guess, and bishop b6, really not knowing what to do. And here bishop to f1, attacking the pawn, which is easily defended with g3. Now knight goes to c3. Here, sorry. Attacking this pawn, which is obviously defended, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But he's also threatening this check, attacking the pawn. And here I went for bishop d4, which is actually not a good move, because now knight e2 check actually forks everything. So I have to keep an eye on this bishop, so king e3. And now it is actually slightly better to go, well, it's actually better. I don't know, it's slightly or more. I'm no engine. It's better to just go for the pawn. Just go for the pawn, and this doesn't work. You're attacking both things. Yeah, but now f4, sorry, and you're defending everything. This is easily defended. You can even get it out of the way in no time, and everything is defended. So it doesn't work. What happened here? Don't know. So king e3, that's what I played. I have to keep an eye on this, as we said. But he went for this, and this is not a very good move. It was just better to get this, and it would be a drawn endgame. But now I have a bit of advantage. Now he moves the king to d6 this time, and I go back to e3. King e5, and now a4. I start pushing this passed pawn, which is difficult that it'll get anywhere, as well, that bishop is really strong. So now I place d4 check, and I go for king f3, and now c5 defending d4. Now king f2 attacking the bishop, and the bishop goes to a6. Now it's actually impossible to even push it, as a5 is as long as it can move legally. Now king f3, sorry, obviously by myself, and this actually happens to be a blunder. Why is it a blunder? Because now he can push c4, as it is now defended. Well, it was defended before as well, but it is defended. So bishop a2, and now he blunders as well, and he plays d3. That's not the way to go, and actually that loses for black. But the way to go here was, if I'm not mistaken, actually c3. Nope. Well, that's better for black. Yep, that's the way to go. I think that is the way to go. c3, and that's this is winning for black actually. So luckily he went for d3, and I just took, didn't I? C takes d3, 6 takes d3, and now king e3. Now he has no way to defend it twice, so king d6, d6, sorry, he can't go here, of course. And now bishop b1, and now it's attacked twice. If you advance it, you just lose it. You just lose it anyway. So king e5 again, and now bishop takes. And now he went for bishop takes, and of course king takes, and this is completely winning. This pass pawn now can get somewhere. So f4 is played, g takes with check, king takes, and now don't even bothering to block that, of course, just a5, king g4, a6, king takes, a7, king g4, and now we get a queen to the game. This is checkmate in 10. Here h4 was played, queen c8, which is here, by the way. King g3 now. Now just queen c7 check, and now he just went to g4 back. Now queen g7 check, king f3, and now I played king f6, and after this move, which is actually checkmate in 4 moves, whatever he does, it's forced. After this move, my opponent's flag went down, so lose on time. You have to manage your time. It was a 64 long game. Well, yeah, whatever. So it was kind of long compared to other games you play online, I guess. Especially, oh, I didn't say this. These are all of them 10-minute long. You have 10 minutes, no increment, no nothing, no delay, just 10 minutes for the whole game. You do well, you win. You have to keep an eye on your time, of course, because you just lose if something like this happens, even though he's completely lost now. So I really hope you enjoyed this. I'm off to recording the Spanish version now. Instead of adding subtitles to a video 30, it's looking 30 minutes long now. 30-minute long video in which I don't stop talking for the whole 30 minutes, which would probably take me forever. I just said, okay, I just spent half an hour. Well, I didn't know how long it would take, but it's gonna be half an hour just recording this other version, and that saves me like 2 hours, perhaps even more. So yep, I really hope you enjoyed this game, and we're going to enjoy game 2 some other day. So we start with a win. What will happen in game 2? Who knows? Hope you enjoyed. Bye. Oh yeah, I have to stop it.